I've never composed a piece of music in my life, so I'm always very curious and interested to know where does a piece of music start in, is the notes, the thought, the idea behind, where can you put it as the genesis of the piece we're going to hear?
This piece has a long genesis. I've always been in love with the music of Debussy, Bach, and Schumann. When I was starting the piece, which is way back in 2001, I actually was writing a piece that I felt was the piano concerto Debussy never wrote. And I had written some of the first movement, and then I shelved it. I had become busy with other things. And then Simona Dinnerstein came into the picture later, played several of my works, and we both saw our mutual love for Bach. And one day I said, I have a concerto beginning that I would like to show you. And she said, sure, and she came over and I played it, and she said, this is beautiful, I want you to write me a piano concerto. So then I went in earnest in writing this piece, pretty much from 2008 to 2012. So the genesis, in a funny way, was a combination of my love of Debussy, my love of Bach, and then Simona's shared love with me of the music of Bach, not in a way to copy, but to inspire.
So in the process of composing this concerto, did Simone actually come and see the score while it was in several stages? Did she try it out? I mean, writing for a soloist is always very unique, for any instrument. How did that collaboration happen?
She did come numerous times in the process. Mostly, I got to know her technique. I also know what she loves in sound, her love of depth, of sonority, and so on. Little by little, I think it honed in really into a work that is a mirror of the things that she loves. And for me, it's very important, especially for a piano concerto, and especially for a work that was written particularly for a person, that it matches not just their technique, but also their personality and their sound world. In that sense, she was very influential in the formation of the music, not necessarily the details, but the direction, the flow, the sonority.
In writing new music, or in other words, for me to perform a new piece of music is perhaps the same way as picking up a new book, something that we know there are words, there are phrases, there are paragraphs, there are chapters. And you construct music based on similar elements, notes, rhythms, sections, structures. What should we expect of the structure of this piece? How does it lay out in time or in form or sections?
Formally, the piece is in 3 movements. The first and longest movement engages perhaps mostly in a sort of sonata form. The second movement is more or less a set of variations on a Bach chorale, but certainly not in the traditional way of variations. And the last movement is a retake of the Bach chorale, in a sense, in what I would consider the way Schumann might write. I'm an extremely intuitive composer, and hence a very slow composer to write. My ear says yes and mostly no. So structure is a complex thing for me because I feel it's extremely intuitive. And as a result, I feel that the work reflects very much a nonlinear thinking from one section to another, from one movement to another, and all told, the piece, for sure, ends up being one large voyage.